What do you guys think of this song, All of My Life? I love it. I love it. And I love But Seriously. You know that. I've said that millions of times. The thing with All of My Life, which I think is weird, one of the problems I have is Saturday night and Sunday morning. The reason being is I believe it goes All of My Life, Saturday night, Sunday morning, and then Father to Son, and then Find a Way to My Heart. And what I think is weird about that is that All of My Life is about his relationship with his father, which he didn't have a bad relationship with his father, but he didn't have a great relationship with his father. His father was like working class, and obviously Phil was the generation to start to explore the arts. Very similar relationship that Mike would have with his dad that was written about in Mike's fantastic book, The Living Years. This is also kind of a little bit of a nod to The Living Years, or maybe even stealing the concept a little bit. Hold on a second. Okay, sorry, there was just a car passing ahead and it looked like it was going to kill me. This is like a nod to The Living Years, perhaps.
Right.
Or stealing the idea, because, Mike and the Mechanics, The Living Years, great song. I love this song. It's all about, I wish we had said these things in the living years, not me singing about it after you're gone. Beautiful tune, beautiful concept. All of My Life is very similar. It's just a little bit of a biography of Phil's relationship with his dad. Again, not the worst father-son relationship I've heard. And it was this era where you had these like kind of working class parents who were nose to the grindstone and were very strict and traditional. And then you had these hippie generation of kids who wanted to explore the arts, and they didn't want to be an insurance salesman. They didn't want to work at, a boring job in a factory or on the farm, and they wanted to explore something else. And because of that, we got the amazing music that is the 60s, 70s, and 80s from so many different artists. And I think this song is exploring that a little bit. I forget how much of Phil's career his dad actually saw. I think his dad passed away in the early Genesis days. I want to say like maybe shortly after he took over vocals, if I'm not mistaken. I know his mom lived well into the 90s, and maybe even 2000s, now that I think about it. So yeah, I think that his dad maybe didn't see his mega success. I think, and Mike's dad would have seen that to a certain extent. As any kid would, it's, you want to prove your parents wrong, or you want to be vindicated. You want to say that this pursuit into the arts was worthwhile, especially when they become multi-millionaires, buy them a nice house or something. All of My Life is, Phil's downstairs or upstairs listening to records, his dad's downstairs listening to TV. They basically had these separate lives, pun intended, and they didn't really see eye to eye, creatively or whatnot. And it's a regret that Phil has, which is a shame because it's not the kid's responsibility. And it's something I think that Phil has repaired with his kids. Even though he's had problems, that he has a football connection with his kids, a music connection with a lot of his kids. Both his daughters are actors, as he was. So he has an incredible connection with all of his children in one way or another. And so that's pretty cool. Very, very cool. I love the song. It's a gospel sounding song. They have a bit of a gospel choir sound happening, and that is sprinkled throughout. But seriously is such a, I've talked about this before, about how it's just a smorgasbord of sounds and styles and genres. And there is distorted screeching guitars that is very rock and roll. There's Motown horns from the previous album. There's still drum machines from the previous album in the use of the 808s throughout the record. And then you have a little bit more sophistication in songs like this one, I Wish It Would Rain Down, Find a Way to My Heart, and Colors, for example. Anyway, love this album, love this song. Going back to what I said at the very beginning, what would it have sounded like if we got rid of this kind of interstitial, this little middle section of Saturday Night and Sunday Morning, which it's a good song. It's okay. I like it. It was cool on the Serious Hits tour, Serious Live tour, but Seriously tour. It was cool because it went into the West Side, I believe. Anyway, yeah, I'm always a fan. I've always been a fan of Phil's instrumental songs, hand in hand, whatever. And he should have kept doing them. But this Saturday Night, Sunday Morning, it would have been interesting to hear. This is my point. It would have been interesting to hear All of My Life into Father to Son, because they're contrast. They're very similar, but there is a bit of a contrast there. Would have been maybe interesting to hear. Maybe that's the exact reason why he put Saturday Night and Sunday Morning in the in between them, just to break them up, because thematically they're similar. And even Find a Way to My Heart is a little bit of a, yeah, it touches on some of the same type of themes. So anyway, I love this song. Fantastic. I'm driving right now and I don't have the stats in front of me. Obviously, it was never a single, so it can rate as one of those, greatest underappreciated, underestimated songs, unknown songs, underrated songs. But, and we don't talk about it much. I bet you, correct me if I'm wrong, and you always do, I bet you this wasn't played on the Serious Live tour, right? Because a lot of the songs were, like Colors was, Saturday Night, Sunday Morning was, I Wish It Would Rain Down was played occasionally. Find a Way to My Heart, I believe, was played occasionally, maybe just once or twice. So this might have been, this one and Father to Son might have been the only ones that weren't played. Let me know. I don't remember. And if there's anything I haven't mentioned about this song, or you would like to share with me, please leave a comment. I love it. Let me know what you think. Thanks.